Hello and welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing awesome today. In today's video, we are going to be going over my controller settings as it was requested in my YouTube Shorts comments. My sensitivity is not a crazy fast sensitivity, but it's also not slow either. It's like a happy medium. You're not going to be looking like this guy.
Beyblade,
but you will be able to do stuff like this.
This game is whack.
In the woods.
Headshot dead. So let's jump right into it. So we're going to cover all of my settings, not just my sensitivity as well. So as far as opacity goes on everything, I have everything maxed out because I like to see everything. Cursor sensitivity in the menu, just all the way up. That way you can move around. Auto hide ammo display. I have this turned off just to kind of reduce the clutter on the screen a little bit. I know a lot of people like to keep that on, but I personally don't. Auto hide everything else. Unless I am injured, my health is hidden. Highlight interactable objects. Exclude doors and windows. That's going to make it a lot easier for you to see through the windows and peep door cracks and stuff. So you can maybe do something like this. Nope, he's right here. Over into the game settings. So I play on Gunslinger. So if you are on Hunter, I'm not going to be able to help you a whole lot here. As having one hand, having the extra button to raise my gun, I just don't have the space for it on a default DualSense controller. So I play Gunslinger. Works for me, but do whatever works for you. Field of view, since you don't really have that slider on console, I leave that as default, not zoomed in, so I'm pulled back as far as possible. Keep lowered state, I don't have that on. All right, are you all been waiting for sensitivities? So the default settings, these don't apply when you are in Gunslinger. So shoulder aim, X and Y, 1.1 and 1.0. When you're dark sighting, this allows you to get a full rotation in 1 second, so you don't lose more than that. But disclaimer, make sure you are sprinting forward. Otherwise, it will take more than 1 second. And then aim down sights, 0.73 and 0.65. I don't do a lot of hard scoping, and when I do, I want it to be super controlled. The majority of the time, I am just at a resting state and then will move, then ADS. So I move quickly, ADS to slow things down, and that works. Aim down sights multiplier, aperture 0.75, sniper 0.55, marksman scope 0.6, deadeye scope 0.85. Light controls absolute. I haven't messed with that at all. Miscellaneous settings, extra strength 1.16. What the f? I do not use aim assist on console either, so that is also something to keep in mind. With aim assist, as you come closer to a target, it's going to slow your aim down to make it more precise. In every other first-person shooter, absolutely I will use aim assist on console. On Hunt, I will not, and here's why. Because if there's a zombie in your face, which we all know that happens insanely often, if there's a zombie pushing you and you're trying to shoot at a hunter, aim assist is going to pull to the closest target, and it's going to pull onto that zombie, and you're going to miss your shots on the hunter. If you can, turn aim assist off, and it might help you quite a bit. Vibration, turn that off, absolutely. You don't need anything extra going on with your controller that's going to screw your aim up. It's bad enough as it is, or at least mine is. Auto move, don't have that on. You want to be in control all the time. Auto interact though, I have this turned on. Essentially what that is you just hold your input button for your interact, whatever that might be. Default is square or X on Xbox. So you just hold that and you're gonna automatically interact with that thing. So let's say you're using a bow and you're shooting a boss and you shoot 10 arrows into him. All you have to do is just hold that input and stay next to the boss, and you're gonna rapidly pull all your arrows out and do a ton of damage. This can get interesting sometimes. Let's say you have a partner that's downed and they have concertina around them. You hit the concertina. Instead of stopping your bleeding, you could potentially res your teammate and have them just insta die and lose another bar. So definitely be aware of that and what your interact prompt says down at the bottom. Show additional hint banners. This is that interact thing down at the bottom. So this is how I make sure that I'm doing the right thing with my auto interact on. Map, I have mine on toggle. I cannot stand hold map. Opt out from rich presents. I'm a very private person. I don't like people know what I'm doing. Invert, God bless your heart. If you play on it, there's something wrong with you. Hide statistics. I like to know who I'm fighting against, and I like people to know where I'm at. If you check this video out right here, there was somebody who actually recognized me in the bayou and was super stoked to play. Enable crossplay. I like playing with everybody. I've met some great people that are on Xbox, and I can't wait for Hunt Showdown to make cross console lobbies. Be very specific with that. Cross console lobbies, not cross platform, because I feel like if console players were playing with PC players, it would just be a shit show and there would be zero console player base because they would just absolutely get all destroyed. Moving on to audio, Master 100 music, I have at 25. Menu ambiance, I have that at 70. And that's just so like when we're sitting in the lobby, it's not just completely overbearing for my viewers. Voice chat mode on console, it's not a huge thing because we're usually in a party and it can't distinguish party audio from game audio. But when I do use VoIP, it's toggled. Definitely mute VoIP on death. Absolutely. Nobody needs to hear me raging. Controller settings. I use a default Hunt Showdown layout, but my layout is actually very different, having the one hand, so we can jump into that real quick. So let's go into our accessibility settings here. Controller. On my controller, R1 or RB on Xbox is L2. So this is what I use to aim. R1 is L3 or L2, excuse me. And that's what I use to ping. So I will either ping with my chin like this, or I'll ping it on my chest like that. Circle is R3. So I use the clicky to crouch. Oops, obviously works. And then R3 is circle. So this is the melee button and crouch is on the clicky. So Hunt Showdown is pretty interesting to play with one hand. It took me a really long time to figure out this controller setup to make it work, to make Hunt Showdown on console functional. And yeah, it works great. So there we go, guys. There's an overview of the settings that I use on controller for console. I do play on PC as well, but I use mouse and keyboard and a gamepad. So one hand on PC with mouse and keyboard. So if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments section below. Overall, when it comes to settings, it's really personal preference. So if you like running other games at a higher sensitivity, then run Hunt at a higher sensitivity. It's really important to know that if you're overshooting your target, bring your sensitivity down. If you're not reaching your target, bring your sensitivity up. And when you're making changes to your sensitivity, do it in small amounts over a long period of time. Don't change all of your settings all at once and then wonder why you can't hit your shots. It's just basics for first-person shooters. So guys, I hope that answers your questions. I hope you can find the right sensitivity for you. And until then, guys, tell somebody you believe in them. If you enjoy the Hunt Showdown content, subscribe to the channel, slap a like on the video, and we will see you in the next one. Peace out.